Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Punjab is back, and how? We will be reviewing the game between Punjab and Delhi. They're making a habit of beating the teams that are on the top half of the table, struggling against the lower half of the table teams. But I mean, this team is suddenly starting to look really good. Bowling, batting, everything seems to be clicking. Of course, we have Musti here with us. Musti, your thoughts?
You told me Punjab are going to be packing today, packing their bags and going home. I mean, incredible performance. I had a feeling that they will win because the momentum they got from that super over, that confidence, you could see it today. I think in the first half, it looked like Delhi would win, but just didn't have enough runs on the board. And the way Punjab batted, brilliant, I think. Still, they slightly struggled to finish off, like their main player to finish off the match. But the contributions from the likes of Gayle, Pooran, Maxwell ensured that they were ahead of the run rate throughout the run chase.
Yeah, and this is the first game that they won without KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal giving them a start or kind of any kind of scores.
Absolutely.
Both of them went early, and then Gayle just shifted the momentum in their side. Nicholas Pooran, man, what a player! I mean, he's an absolutely incredible player, and the fact that Maxwell got some runs today will give this team so much confidence moving into the later half, the last four games. So they can suddenly win 3 out of 4, and they can actually stake a claim at that fourth spot, which is up for grabs now for a lot of teams.
Yeah,
so it's going to be fun to see.
I mean, absolutely. I think, like you said with Maxwell, I think they didn't have a choice. They had to keep him. But I think he's bowling pretty well this tournament. So I think that's a huge bonus for them. And today we saw that, like, what he can do with the bat. Yes, he didn't finish it off, but at least I think those 30 runs would give him a lot of confidence going into to the next few games. And like you said, I think Agarwal and Rahul not performing, but them still winning, I think that's a huge factor for Punjab. And for me, I think the match turned in the death bowling. I think Mohammad Shami was great today at the death. They didn't leak runs. It could have been easily a 180, 190 score. But apart from Dhawan, no one else contributed with the bat for Delhi, and Shami ensured that. I think some beautiful bowling in the block hole. And yeah, fantastic stuff.
100%. I mean, what a player! What an absolute! What a complete professional performance by Kings 11 Punjab. I mean, take a lot of confidence, a lot of heart from this game, and they have 4 games left. And you never know, man. This team, there and thereabouts, the fourth position kind of wide open still. They might just make that fourth place theirs, and that'll be fun to see. I mean, for a team that was kind of down and out in the first half, kind of just turning things around. It's nice to see that.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the IPL.
Absolutely. In terms of Delhi, their bowling lacked the kind. I mean, Naughty wasn't there today. Their bowling lacked that little bit of steel that we've seen in the past. They got a couple of quick wickets. Ashwin again providing that wicket of Gayle, which is very important. A silly run out again after that for Mayank Agarwal. He should have gone straight up. But the bowling, a little bit of inconsistency, not necessarily inconsistency. I just feel like there was not enough over there for them to work with, and it just looked a little ordinary today. It's just one-off game, and they'll be back next game. But just felt like they had a little bit. But in the batting front, Shikhar Dhawan, man, starting to look really, really good. But he needs some support to kind of just make those 170s into 200 run scores, kind of.
Yeah. I think they
160,
lost
170.
Yeah, I think yes, they missed Nokia for sure. But it's good they rested him because as a fast bowler, you need that break.
Yeah.
But I feel they lost the game in the batting. When you have a guy scoring 100 and you just post 160, I don't think that's acceptable. Especially this wicket looked like a better wicket. It didn't look like those slow pitches that we've been accustomed to. And I felt that if a guy scoring 100, you need to be scoring 200, 210, and it just shows that nobody else batted. The rest of the team is scoring like 50, 60 runs, and he's scoring 106, 100 odd. So I just don't think that's acceptable. I think that's where they lost the game. Yes, in the bowling, they still fought. I think, of course, I think Tushar's over. Deshpande, his over was the turning point when Gayle smashed him for like 20 odd runs, 28 runs. I think that was the turning point. But at the same time, the score should have been more. I think it should have been 200, 210 when you have a guy scoring 100.
And he scored 100 at 200 strike rate. I mean, he scored 106 or 61 balls. So it's like you almost have 10 more overs and then you just managed to score 50 in the other 10.
That's where they lost the game.
I completely agree. That's kind of where they should have at least hit 180 to give themselves a challenging total. Because once those couple of wickets left, these guys were able to get themselves in. Maxwell was able to take the time to kind of just settle in, and then scored a couple of shots before he got out. If any criticism of him, he shouldn't have gone for that. He just went for one shot too many. I think he would have gotten a lot more confidence if he would have finished that game, and just got a slight touch there. Like, there was one shot in the air that was dropped by Stoinis. It could have gotten interesting if that catch would have gone through. But hats off to Punjab. They did a very good job of closing it out. And they're looking good now.
Yeah, I mean now I think they'll be eyeing for that fourth spot. A lot of teams will be wary because they've won now games on the trot and they have that confidence going. They have a good team like we always discussed, but they're just not clicking. But now, yes, it's a team to watch out for sure.
100%, 100%. Your player of the match?
I mean, I want to give it to Pooran for his innings, but I have to go with Mohammad Shami. I think that's where the game changed, and if the game changed there, then he's my man of the match because 2 wickets, 20 odd runs, brilliant at the death. When a guy is scoring 100 and you still you're conceding like 6-7 runs and you're over, I think that's brilliant, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And an honorable mention to Shikhar Dhawan, who's looking in ominous form. But yes, of course, his team couldn't convert the win. But
Yeah,
him personally, I
he's
think that was
looking
easy.
$1 million right now. He's making hay while the sun shines, man. Like to
Absolutely,
back-to-back
absolutely.
hundreds, nobody's done this in the history of IPL, and I didn't expect Dhawan to do this. It's unbelievable, like what he's done.
And yeah, just to see when he gets going, man, there's no better player in the anywhere in the world. Like, just the sumptuous shots it's like through the covers, through leg side, offside beat, whatever. He's just so heartwarming, so nice to see that kind of an innings,
Yeah,
and it continued even today.
and what about his fitness? Because I think he's past his peak as like in terms of fitness, but he's so fit, man. Like I think
Yeah.
he's in under that Virat Kohli regime, but like he is so fit. Like at that age, to be scoring back-to-back hundreds and playing at a strike rate of 170, I think that speaks a lot about his fitness and his mental strength.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well done to him as well. Kind of that wraps up today's game. Tomorrow we have third versus fourth. It's RCB versus KKR. This is just going to be interesting. I mean, I think that whoever wins this stakes a claim on that third spot quite strongly. For the sake of the tournament, though, you'd want Bangalore to win it, just so that there is that fourth spot still is open, because then otherwise the kind of the gap is becoming 4 points, which will become a little bit too much to catch. But if for the sake of the tournament, you probably want Bangalore to win it, but KKR is not far behind. I mean, they've been blowing hot and cold, but like we always mentioned, they have what it takes to win this game. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it depends who you're supporting, and I think that the teams at the bottom of the table they want Bangalore to win. I think at the top of the table, like I mean, if you're a KKR fan, then if KKR get these 2 points, I think that gives them a huge chance to qualify. Because right now Punjab is right behind them. Rajasthan is also coming, so I think for KKR it's a crucial game. Bangalore could afford a loss, but yes, of course they won't want to do that because I think a couple more points and they should guarantee a spot. Not 100%, but I think they'll inch closer. So, but I think it's a must-win game for KKR. But third versus fourth, both teams will be looking for those 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But what are your thoughts? Like, who are you going to go with?
I'll go with KKR.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
I think Bangalore are a better team and they're performing well, but I'm just going with KKR because I just feel they want that a bit more. That they wanted a tad more because of the situation they're in. But more than that, their big guns haven't fired yet. We've seen AB fire, we've seen Kohli fire, we haven't seen the likes of Russell, Morgan fire, and they're still within a shout in that playoff race. So if their big guys fire, I think KKR can. They're winning games despite the big players performing. So imagine someone steps up. I think that'll be a huge thing for them. And with Ferguson in the bowling attack, it won't be that easy for the Bangalore batting to play the likes of Cummins and Ferguson.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a fair point. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how Lockie Ferguson performs after that incredible first game. But your players to watch out for in each game?
For KKR, it'll be Ferguson because the way he started is unbelievable, and I think RCB have a solid batting lineup, and it'll be important for him to pick up wickets. If he can get the likes of Kohli and AB, it'll tilt the game into KKR's favor. And for RCB, I would go with Morris. I think he's changed their fortunes. I think you've also said it a lot of times.
Yeah.
We've seen AB fire, Kohli fire for the last 10 years, but I think Morris is the guy who's winning them providing that stability and ensuring that they win these kind of games. Picking up 4 wickets, then contributing with 20-30 runs. So I'd like to see how he performs tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a fair point. I'm going to go with the spinners. I'm going to go with Chahal and Kuldeep. I want to see how these two kind of
Oh,
perform,
gonna be
because
a good
both,
battle.
that'll be good fun to see how which one kind of comes out on top a little bit, maybe, because these two are their prime Indian bowlers, prime Indian spinners, and both leggies. In their own, have had very very good tournaments in their own. No, I mean not necessarily in the past. I'm saying, and
Yeah.
have been premier Indian spin bowlers for some time now. Kuldeep's kind of waded off a little bit, but Chahal's there and thereabout for sure. So it's going to be fun to see how these two perform, and I'm going to just slightly tip Bangalore to win this one.
You're going with Bangalore to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an exciting game.
So
Both teams will want to win, right? So
yeah,
it'll be an exciting game for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. I
A-
think I think that what's up?
AB batting at 4.
Oh, please, God, please. If there's anything else that's gonna happen, it's gonna
Yeah,
be very disappointing.
yeah,
But yeah, I think that kind of wraps up the pod. I mean, looking forward to another exciting game tomorrow, and we'll catch you after.
yeah. I can't wait, man. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks. Yep.